The key to being paid what you're worth as a creative entrepreneur and why you might be undervalued as a creative entrepreneur is not at all what you think. I see so many creatives make this mistake of adopting this sort of new age advice that just says, just charge more for your work, bro. But what they're missing is the key inner component that will attune your nervous system to more so that you can actually receive. Because if you don't do that deeper work, you're not going to receive, and in fact, you might keep pushing away the projects and clients and money that's trying to come your way. So in this video, I really just want to break down money blocks, what they are, where they came from, how to stretch our nervous system capacity to hold more, and how to reframe your relationship with your self-worth so that you can finally charge your value with your creative work. So if you are new here, my name is Kev. I am an award-winning furniture designer, creative strategist, and I help ambitious creatives design and build aligned businesses that they love. So the reason why I think most creatives are missing the mark when it comes to knowing how to charge for their work is we are mostly just approaching our value from a monetary standpoint. People want to charge more because they want to make more money, but we don't actually realize where our inherent value lives. So the problem is if you just are trying to make more money and you aren't getting straight and reconciling the part of you that needs to update where your value lives inside of yourself and how much of it you fully embody, it doesn't matter what comes your way, your nervous system is only attuned to enough, right? It's sort of this age-old play between survival and thriving, playing life just not to lose or playing life to win. But it's not just a mental shift, it's a somatic shift that needs to happen. And I want to get this point across because this is where I just see everyone is approaching it so wrong. You can charge $10,000 all day long for your service, and somebody might pay for it. But if you haven't done the work inside of yourself to feel safe holding that responsibility, holding that money, it doesn't matter if it comes in, it's gonna go right out. I have firsthand experience with the first time I got a $10,000 check. It literally blew me out of the water. My bank put a 14 business day hold, not a 14 day, 14 business day hold. And I literally ran around with the chicken like with its head cut off for 2 weeks, knowing that that money's trying to land, but it's not there and it's not real. And I just felt so unworthy. I had literally was overdrafting my bank account as it said pending balance, 10,000 whatever. So there's a certain art in being able to separate from your desire to make more money and focus on how can I just be so deeply connected to my inherent value. And from that place, you know what your value that you offer to the world is. And the amount of money that you charge for the services you provide from that value, from that presence, from that creativity will be a reflection of that. I know this might seem abstract, but it's the number one reason why I see creative entrepreneurs struggle to get paid what they're worth. Because they're so fixated on just trying to get the client, just trying to make more money, trying to do all of these things that aren't actually the real work that is going to create the soil for it to land. The overnight success is not a success at all. Just like lottery winners, you know, I think the statistic is like 80 something or maybe even 90% of people who win the lottery go bankrupt within 5 years. Because one, I mean, that's just too much money. they don't know how to hold it. They blow their nervous system in kingdom come. They don't feel safe, so they just spend it, blow it, lose themselves, all of those things. And what I like to teach and practice myself that's constantly deepening is slow is fast. I can't expect to be making $10,000 this month and jump to $50,000 next month. Or for someone who, I can't expect to be making $0 in my business right now and make my first $2,500 in the first month. Like, that's just unrealistic, right? Maybe you can do it, set goals, but I would much rather you focus more on how can I be so unwavering in knowing my true value as a creative practitioner, as a business owner, a man, woman, whatever. How can I be so unwavering in knowing that value so that whatever I do naturally emanates that sense of value, which creates a sort of magnetism where people want to pay you, you know? Where you spend time with a friend really just hearing their desires and their dreams and what they want to create, and your presence and maybe even some of your insight is so valued by them, they're like, gosh, what can I give you? You know, you're like, hey, nothing, you know, like, don't give me anything, like, this is a gift. Generosity is what comes out of your deepest value. And generosity doesn't mean you do everything for free. But generosity means you know your value and you give freely. And you're not expecting to receive in return, but because of that magnetism, because of that value, you are met with people wanting to pay you, right? You're met with bigger opportunities. Now, this will look different depending on what stage of your entrepreneurial journey that you're at. It's going to be different if you're just starting and you're approaching getting your first client and doing your first commission, as it would be different to you've been doing this for 5 years and you're ready to start, you know, shifting your business model, right? But the mistake that I see people make is too much focus on the goal, the revenue number, and not enough focus on how do I be the creative practitioner that is giving so much value to the world that there is no choice but for life to meet me in that giving with the reception of more resources and more money. So we have these money blocks because we're just looking for our value out there. We're still looking for approval, right? And anywhere you feel stuck, there's an emotion stuck there too. So what I see all the time is that people's deep money blocks revolve around their deep emotional blocks around not feeling good enough, scared to express themselves fully, which this one really has to do with I'm afraid to express all of my emotions, which often is grief, anger, and even deep sadness, you know, or joy. People have a hard time expressing joy, I've been finding. So when we're stuck with a money block, we're stuck with a deeper emotional block. So the more that we can attune to and begin to embrace what is beneath the surface, we clear space in our outer environment. It's like you polish the mirror a little bit, you clean out your own closet a little bit here, and it has an impact, a corresponding impact out there. And people tend to only try to focus out there without changing what's the actual figure that's in the mirror. We want to change the image in the mirror without changing the us that we're seeing, right? So that's the work that needs to be done. Your money block is a deeper emotional block. For me, it was just deep feelings of not being good enough. Didn't matter how much I had evidence that people celebrated my work, that I'd won awards for my work, that I had people that said great things about what I could do and offer the world. I still felt not good enough. And it will be a fear that I'll grapple with my whole life to deeper and deeper levels of nuance, right? So I want to be clear that the goal isn't to be without the fear, but the goal is to sort of transfigure the fear into a gift. It's there to teach you. So in a way, your fear is a guide, and it's actually your potential. And the more that we can learn to love it, embrace it, ask what it's here to teach us, the more open we become, the more flowing our energy, both creative, emotional, becomes, so that we can give from a deeper place of value, right? Again, like, I wish I could say the secret to charging more and earning your worth as a creative is just to double your prices. It's not. That might be part of it, but it's not the essence, right? Funny enough, when you do this work, you tend to start doubling your prices, but you can't put the cart before the horse. You know, the horse, the real work, is unblocking yourself from the inside out so that your outer environment has no choice but to meet you in this sort of new openness and new sense of self-value that you have cultivated. You create a new system of value inside of yourself. The world outside of you changes. And this brings me to something I've talked about before, and I want to touch on just briefly, that we make the mistake that money is an exchange of value. And I want to just deepen that one notch, and that money is an exchange of values. I might be exchanging my core value of beauty, design, and honesty and integrity in communication for someone's deep appreciation for beauty, their core value of beauty. That's how I approach a lot of my work. People come to me because their core value is aesthetics and design and beauty. And my core value is integrity, honesty, communication, all of those types of things, and we're exchanging those, and there's money involved. But what we're really doing is transacting our core values. That frame has helped me get so much more clear on the people that I'm serving so that I can find the winning angle. And I'll make a whole nother video on this concept because I think it's really powerful, and I've brushed over it just a few times. But once you start to get clear on where your value lives as a creative practitioner, which is deep inside your presence, then you are able to really know your core values of what you're transacting, and then you can find the winning angle, right? You can find the specific audience, the specific tone, the specific language, the specific problem. And you can angle your presence and your value and your language and service straight to that. So once you've begun to deepen your emotional capacity and expand your nervous system to be able to hold more, i.e., you're more open to feeling emotions that you've previously repressed, which means you're just attuned to more, right? When you've done that work, you've expanded how to give your core values, you can then serve and find that winning angle so much more confidently and impactfully, because you know your value will be well received there, because there's a part of you in it. And the combination of attuning your nervous system to more and finding that winning angle is essentially how you scale your business. You first need to be able to hold more, and then you have to know how to cultivate more in the real world with the strategy and all of that, which is finding the winning angle for your specific ideal client avatar at one specific point in their journey, X, Y, and Z. You know, you can go listen to other people for 45-minute long strategy videos. But those are the core principles, you know, it's expanding your capacity to feel what you had not felt before and finding how your money blocks are deep inner blocks, opening yourself so that you can lead with your core values, be met and resonant by the world around you in those core values, so that you can speak to them more confidently, more boldly, and more just with that much more freedom, right? Because there's less need. You're not grasping and needy. You are just in desire. Authentic desire beats neediness all day long, and it's so much more magnetic. So if you feel undervalued as a creative, those are some steps of some deeper inner work that you can do to discover where your value lives, because it's not out there, and then create from a place that will just naturally be more authentic and magnetic and will resonate with the right people deeper and deeper each day. So if you want even more insight on what it means to become an embodied creative, especially what I call the embodied business arts, you'll learn all about that in my training, the Embodied Creator Toolkit. The link is in the description below. And also my newsletter is a great free resource where you can deepen your practice of creative embodiment and to just live a damn fucking beautiful creative life. So sign up for those and please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see more of you. So thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.